This is the second video for chapter 5.3. We are looking at example 3. So this example is talking about home mortgage, and the family is trying to buy a house for $275,000, and they're going to have a down payment of $55,000. They take out a 30-year mortgage with the annual interest rate of 6%. So first we want to know what is the loan amount. So the loan amount is going to be how much the house is going to cost, right? Subtracting your down payment. Okay, see if you can find the loan amount for me, please. You can pause the video and try. And then it should be 275,000 subtracting 55,000. So your loan amount should be 220, right? You may hear some noise. I think somebody's doing some renovation outside. 275,000 subtract 55,000 is 220,000. So that's the present values of the loan, right? Because if you're buying the house, it's going to be by today, right? Not in 10 years. So this is your loan amount, present values. All right, and then that's the A. B, they ask for the monthly payment. So B, we want to find payments, and we know the present value, right? So we look at the formula. That's the memorizations, and then this is the formula to find payment, right? And I'm given present value, so I just need to plug in the other information. So let's go ahead and write down the formula and then what we know. So present value equal to, I'm sorry, we're trying to find payment, right? So alright, let me change that. So the payments will equal to present values R over N, 1 minus 1 plus R over N raised to negative NT. So be careful with the negative. Sometimes it seems to mess student up a little bit. So if you want to pause the video, write down what you know and plug it to the formula and see if you can find the answer. This is actually a very good exam question. So let's see. When you're ready, we don't know what is the payments. The present value for the loan is 220,000, right? And then we have the interest rate is 6%, so 0.06. How many times compounding per years? Because it's a monthly payment, so this is going to be a monthly kind of loan, right? Compounding monthly, right? Because it's a monthly payment, so 12 times a year, 12 months, right? And then we have T. T is how many years is this loan? Is going to be 30 years. All right, so make sure you understand when you do the monthly payment, mean this is going to be compounding 12 times a years. All right, let's plug it in. We got the payment is going to be 220,000. R is 0.06 divided by 12 times a year over 1 subtract 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12 raised to negative 12 times a year for 30 years. All right. Okay, so we plug it in. we need to use the calculator to try to find the answer. It would be helpful if we clean that up just a little bit. 12.06 divided by 12 is going to be 0.005. So don't make that mistake I made earlier. Make sure you have all the decimal places. This is 0.005. 1 minus 1 plus 0.005 is 1.005, right? Raised to negative 12 times 30 is 360 payments, or 360 time compounding. And don't forget the negative. So be extra careful to use your calculator. I'm going to do the bottom part first. So I'm going to have 1.005 raised to, use the negative sign, 360. Okay, enter. I'm going to use my 1 to subtract, pick up the answer. Second negative, right? So that's the bottom part of the fractions. And I'm going to have 0.005 divided by my previous answer, which is the bottom part. So that's the number I get that I need to multiply 220,000, right? So times my 220,000. Okay, so my monthly payment should be $1,319.01, right? So let's write that down. So anytime if you need to pause the video, please feel free to do it. So the B part say you're gonna need to pay $1,319. I'm sorry, what am I saying? $1,319.01. Getting a little bit tired, sorry guys. Monthly house payments. So if you get a loan for $220,000, the interest rate is 6%, compounded monthly, your each month house payment is $1,319.01. Alright, the next part C asks you to find the total interest paid. So total interest, what do you think? I need to use what, subtract what? So you want to find out how much totally you pay, the total payments that you put in every month, 12 months a year for 30 years, subtracting the original loan amount. Sometime on the test, student will flip the two and you will get a negative number if you do that. So hopefully by then you know that's not quite right. Okay, so each month you're going to pay 1319.01, right? So most of the time if it's money, we round it to the 2 decimal places, but don't round it until the last answer here, okay? Times 12 times a year for 30 years, right? So you did that 360 times. Subtracting my loan amount originally is $220,000, right? After you did the down payments. So let's use your calculator. 1319.01 times 12 times a year times 30 years. So that's how much you pay in totally. Why don't we write it down? Because we pay in a lot of money, right? So after 30 years, you pay $474,843.60. That need to subtract the 220,000 original loan amount. So subtract 220,000. So that means you totally pay $254,843.60. You're like, you pay more on the interest than the loan amount. Is that true? Yes. So a lot of time if you get a loan for your house, it would be more than double when you pay them off. So if you pay attention, this is more than double the loan amount. So that's why the bank really want you to borrow money, because they can make a lot of money out of you. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, feel free to email me. Okay, number 3 also have part D. Part D is a little bit more complex. They say found the part of the first payment that is interest and the part that is applied to reducing the debt. So remember the first month, the loan amount was 220000, right? And then we figure out from our part D that each payment is going to be the monthly payment is going to be $1,319.01. This is the monthly payment. So they want to know the first time when you make a payment, how much of this $1,319.01 is going to the interest, how much is going to apply to reduce the debt. When we finish that, you probably will be a little bit surprised because you kind of don't think about your first payment. You're kind of calculating interest out of this big amount of money, so your interest would be majority of the payment. But toward the end of the loan, then whatever you put in the monthly payment is going to be mostly reducing to the balance. So I'm going to say during the first month, the entire 220,000 is owned by you. So interest on this amount for 1 month is found by the formula of simple interest. So each period, each month, they basically calculate the simple interest basing on the balance. So remember the simple interest, we have I equal to PRT. So interest equal to principal times the rates times the time, right? So be very careful. We don't know I yet, but the P at this moment is $220,000 after we subtract the down payments, and the R for this question was 6%, which is 0.06, and then the T is just 1 month, right? So it's 1 month out of the 12 month. So it's 1/12. So that's kind of weird, right? I know. Because if you borrow money, usually the bank calculate for you. So, but we want you to have some concept how this work. So I equal to 220,000 times 0.06 times 1/12. So use your calculator. You can have 220,000 times 0.06 divided by 12. So the first month, just the interest part is $1,100. So the interest equal to $1,100 out of your payment, which is just $1,319, right? So most of the money went to the interest, and then they ask you, let me see what else they ask. The interest and which part apply to reduce the loan. So monthly from first payment applied to the balance of the loan. So you started with 220,000. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm sorry, that's not it. You start with your payment, subtracting the money go to the interest, right? So this would be payment subtracting money applied to interest. Okay, so that would be 1319.01 minus 1100, right? So actually only $219.01 applied to the loan after your first payment. So if you want to, you can also figure out now what is your balance. Your balance like after the first month. It's going to be your 220,000. So you just subtracted 219.01 to reduce the loan. So very little at the beginning. It go kind of slow. 220 subtracting 219.01, right? So you still owe them 219,780.99. So it would be a long way to go, right? Let me double check. Okay, that's correct. So they didn't ask for the very last part, just like for your information, because later on you will have questions that will ask you. So for the D part, your answer is the interest paid from the first month payment is that, and the money from the first payment applied to the balance of the loan would be this much. All right.